One of the most difficult issues in building is understanding that certain trees have to be cleared, either due to age and deterioration or simple site requirements. And for someone who loves trees, that's a hard thing to deal with. The good news, however, is that wood is a renewable resource that can be cut down, dried, and made into any number of wonderful building pieces, from flooring to decking to fine furniture. For the Greenleaf Inn, we hired Wisconsin wood harvesters, whose beautiful location we're visiting today. This locally owned and operated custom sawmill does it all. They come to your site and carefully select what pieces of wood to process, kiln dry the wood, and then cut it to your specifications. Today, we'll be able to take a peek at all of our wonderful wood and see what was done to preserve these precious pieces that's ultimately going to be used for fine furniture for the inn. With us today are the members of the Sturm family who've been in this business for 24 years. Let's go say hello. So, this whole stack is from the wood from the Greenleaf Inn?
Yes, it is.
Wow. Can you tell us the different types?
The top stack is ash. The next one's a white oak. You have ash again, ash, maple. Looks like ash right there. I think that's maple also. And hickory, and the bottom one is a cherry.
Wow, absolutely beautiful. Can you tell us, when you were there, what's your criteria for choosing what would be the best trunk to make this kind of product?
The trunk is your best piece of wood generally, and the more straight the tree grew, the better off you are. If it has a lean to it, or if you start getting branch wood, there's reaction wood in there, which one side of the log is like your elbow this is compressed and this side's stretched. So as soon as you cut the board, it'll bowl. Unless you're making small things, that kind of wood isn't the best. Your log or your main trunk is always your best bet. Perfectly clear wood is beautiful wood too, but wood has defects. If you generally, we get people that want no knots and that, and you're better off to go buy Formica or plastic or something. If you want a perfectly clear piece, if it has knots and defects, it adds character to your piece. And it's a natural product. It has those type of things, bug holes or worm holes or something, which kind of enhances most products or most projects you do. Tell
us the whole process. You came to the Greenleaf Inn, selected the best wood for our purposes, and then tell us the whole process to get us to this point.
Well, we brought it back here, and we can either saw it at your site or bring it back to our site. With yours, we brought back here. We sawed it into lumber and then put it on stickers or spacers. Each layer had about an inch spacer in between it.
For drying?
For drying.
Oh, okay.
And then it sat on that for a couple months before it went into the kiln. Then it was kiln dried down to about 7% moisture content. We shoot for 7 to 9% is where we shoot for moisture content for doing internal or interior projects. Once it's dry, you have to store it in a spot where it'll stay dry. Wood is a sponge. It'll pick up moisture again. Kiln drying isn't forever if it isn't stored properly. But if it's stored properly, it'll last 100 years.
And I noticed there's different thicknesses. What dictated that? The actual trunk, or?
Yeah, and the quality of the wood. If you look at the oak here, the second pile down, it's got some big cracks and stuff in there. If we would have cut that into real thin wood, those big cracks would have destroyed the wood completely. As it is thick right now, we can use it for something. We can fill the cracks with an epoxy and that, and it'll still make a beautiful project.
You could make some tables out of that.
Exactly. You can make tables or countertops or whatever out of that, and it'll have a lot of character. Make something that's out of low grade. I think it makes a better project than the perfectly clear board would have made.
I agree. And I think the fact that we're going to be using our own wood from our own property for that furniture makes a wonderful story.
Exactly. When you can say this bedroom set or this dining room table or whatever grew here, we had to take it down because of the project, but because of the project it's living on forever in my inn. That's a very cool thing.
It's just been a pleasure coming to speak with you.
Well, thank you. It was very nice having you here also.
It was a pleasure, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds great. Thank you.